Hello, and welcome to the Grand Cinema Hotel, a podcast hosted by three friends who love cinema. I'm Gus, and I'm joined by my two co-hosts, Nate and Alvaro. Tonight, compliments of the hotel, you will be joining us in the lounge, where we will be serving you our 6 most anticipated films for the remainder of the year.
What's going on, all you film heads? Thanks for checking back in the Grand Cinema Hotel. We got a little bit different kind of an episode for you today, but before we get into that, I wanted to give a big shout out to everybody who's listened to our episodes, especially that Spencer episode on YouTube.
Yes.
We got a lot of good traction on that. New subscribers, people commenting. It's very exciting, and that's what we're looking for. That's what's going to help to take this podcast to where we really want to take it. So, big thank you to everybody who tuned in.
Hey guys, Gus here. What Nate's saying about YouTube, that's pretty crazy.
It came out of nowhere. It made my weekend.
It really did. Yeah, just over the weekend, the Spencer episode really took off. Well, it's been more than a weekend now, right? I think it's been like a week or two, but just out of nowhere.
Yeah,
we hit the YouTube algorithm a little bit. I don't know why Spencer of all of them is really carrying the pod.
I don't know,
but I feel like Spencer's been getting the most feedback of any of the episodes.
I think so too. I'm not going to question it. I'm just going to say thank you. I'm very appreciative.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey guys, Ro here. Just wanted to also, it means a lot because those videos are just basically a still image going back and forth. So we really appreciate you guys wanting to watch on YouTube. I know that a lot of you guys probably can't even close the app. So you guys are being very dedicated by just sitting there and continuously listening to the long episodes that we have. So we really appreciate you guys choosing that method of listening to it. It obviously makes us really happy to see 2,000 listeners, something we probably didn't think we'd achieve at this point, but
I thought this was going to take all year.
I did too. I didn't see it coming. Like I said, super appreciative. Thank you guys.
But we're not content. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep getting better, keep pumping out new content every week. Today we're going to do something a little different for you guys. Let's talk about why we're doing this. We could have probably seen House of Gucci this week, because we get the little perks, little A-list perks, little investor perks. Don't want to get too much into that, but we probably could have seen House of Gucci, right?
Probably could have.
But I've been getting a little turned off by this movie. I'm not even going to lie.
I don't know. There's a lot going on with that. And I know that we've talked a lot about wanting to do these kinds of episodes, break it up, just do different stuff, different type of content. So I think we all just felt that this was the appropriate week to do something like this.
We also wanted to see Come On, but they're doing this slow rollout.
Seems to be very impossible right now. So,
yeah. But we will be getting you guys that episode soon. That movie is not on the list today because we do plan on doing that episode. We already secured our tickets to go see it. So we'll have that out for you next week. But today we're going to do 6 most anticipated, and these are some really, really good ones.
Yeah,
I feel like these are all in play for award season.
100%. And these are all movies that I know the way we kind of did it is we all picked 2 movies and we're going to present it like that.
There's way more than this too. We could have done more than this, but I feel like this is a lot to cover on its own.
And these movies I'm so excited for every single one of them. I'm really super excited.
So if all goes well, you will be hearing episodes about all 6 of these. And if it doesn't all go well, you might not hear a couple episodes. But we're very optimistic about these. They look very good. So that's kind of how we work. We've seen a few movies since we started the pod that we could have done a podcast on, and we chose not to. I don't really see the need to just shit on a movie. I'd rather just not do the episode.
True.
But so if everything goes well, you will be hearing these episodes in the future.
So I think with that, we'll go ahead and we'll move into the films that we're most excited for. And I think Ro's going to go ahead and start off with one of the movies that he looked up.
all right, guys, what's up? So for the first one today, I wanted to present Nightmare Alley. So this is going to be a rated R movie. It's going to be a 2-hour and 35-minute runtime. It's classified as an action, crime, and drama. It's directed by the great visionary director himself, Guillermo Del Toro.
Shout out.
Love him. Obviously, as a Latino cinephile, always being represented. Love that. It's written by him and also by Kim Morgan, which I was kind of reading some stuff on her. She has a pretty interesting background too.
They're married now.
Oh, see, yeah, I didn't know that because she was married to somebody else right before.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about that I don't feel like
Yeah, exactly.
we should get into. It's not really our
We aren't
place. But
TMZ.
yeah, we're not TMZ.
That's
We're not
what
trying to be. There's a lot of just I feel like that's a sticky situation.
Yeah, that's what I came across, and that's why I was like, oh, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it as like I'm not gonna look into.
It's kind of hard to not look into it though because they're partners in both senses.
Right.
She worked on Shape of Water as well.
Obviously, I didn't know that, but it's also this movie is based on a novel by William Lindsay Gresham. I think is the name how you pronounce it. So if you don't know who GDT is, Guillermo Del Toro. Some of his notable projects are Shape of Water, Pan's Labyrinth, Pacific Rim, and Hellboy. Yeah.
Pacific Rim.
I love that movie.
I know.
And that's why I added it to the list. I was like, I know Gus is going to be happy to include that one in there. And that actually segues into that next point about Guillermo Del Toro. As you could, by the list that I just said, he's kind of known for being somebody who has alternated between Spanish language dark fantasy pieces and mainstream American action movies. So, he's unique in that way that I could say like his movies are very identifiable because it's so funny how he's gone those two ways. Another thing I want to bring up with the cinematographer, his name's Dan Lawston, I believe. He's a Danish DP. He's been nominated a couple times for an Oscar. He's worked on The Shape of Water, Crimson Peak, Brotherhood of the Wolf, and The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, which you were talking about earlier in the week. I haven't seen it, but you guys were talking about how you guys thought it was.
He also worked on the John Wick movies I'm seeing here.
Really?
Yeah, I'm looking at his Wikipedia, and it says that he helped work on Chapter 2 and Chapter 3 of the John Wick film series.
Is he like an assistant DP? Do you know?
It says he received a nomination, blah, blah, blah. No.
Maybe he would.
I think it might have been a multiple effort.
That's what because when I was looking it up, I did see that, but I thought that I read that he was just like, it was a multiple effort, so I didn't know. I should have included, though. John Wick is really fun, obviously. So for this movie, I have the storyline down. There was two for like another movie that I'm going to do, but this one's kind of short. And the storyline goes, the film centers on an ambitious young Carney Cooper with the talent for manipulating people with a few well-chosen words. He hooks up with a female psychiatrist who, it turns out, is even more dangerous than he is. The seedy story drops us into the demi-monde of the 1940s American show business and introduces to the sleazy denizens of a carnival filled with grifters, charlatans, and noir-like femme fatales. I mean, just what do you guys think just based off of that storyline?
I think it sounds super interesting. Like, really.
Yeah, I was watching the trailer for it yesterday because a new one just came out. And they ask Bradley Cooper's character. Well, sorry, I don't mean to step on your thing, but I know Bradley Cooper is in this movie. Okay. They ask, like, he's in like a court case or something like that, or he's taking like a lie detector test, and they ask him, like, "Are you a medium?" I'm like, "Ooh, okay, like there we go. Okay, that's what I'm looking for."
That's the one thing is I don't really know exactly what this movie's going to be about. I can tell it's going to be weird and the imagery looks incredible. So I don't know. I'm excited.
I know it's a remake as well, so that's interesting. That
from like a 20s movie or something, like way
back
1947.
27.
Edmund Golding, directed by Edwin Golding.
The mystery is definitely there, and that's what I'm excited for.
Gus sent us in the group chat that second trailer. I got more excited after watching that second trailer.
I did too.
Again, a very good trailer. Didn't give out too much. We're still intrigued by it. It's not like, oh, this is what it's going to be about. You know, sometimes you get the second trailer and it shows you too much, and that's the one that ended up throwing it away. But since we did bring up Bradley Cooper, I wanted to talk about the cast. Notable cast. Obviously, this isn't everybody in the movie, but Bradley Cooper plays Stan Carlisle. And you have Cate Blanchett playing Lilith the Ritter. You got William Dafoe playing Clem Hotley, which I think is a really cool name. Rooney Mara playing Molly. Toni Collette playing Xena Krumbine. Nice. And Ron Perlman playing Bruno.
What a cast.
Yeah. And two of the people that I have in this movie, I'll have in the next movie, which I thought was really interesting. So, I mean, more than that, I just kind of wanted to talk about why I chose this movie. It's been a couple of years since Guillermo Del Toro dropped a movie as him being the director for it. I know we watched Antlers before, and he helped write that or produce that. That's one of the movies that we saw that we didn't feel like we had to make an episode in. We had mentioned that in the episode for Last Night in Soho. We were going to do the double episode. Didn't work out as well as we wanted to. So I'm just excited whenever I see his work come back up. I really do enjoy his style, and I do feel represented by him in a lot of ways. Neo-Noir has always been something that, a genre of mine that I like.
I'm interested in.
Yeah, exactly, because it's not, obviously it's very popular back in the 40s and 50s. That was like, but then it got overused, and then it didn't get done at all. And now it's like very, very sparingly where we get one. So I definitely am excited for this. And I've actually heard that, because you guys brought it up, the Nightmare Alley, the first one that came out, is like a cult favorite. It's a lot of people watch it, a lot of people like it. So I wonder if this one's going to be an improvement on that, or if it's going to be fairly the same.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know. I honestly don't know anything about the first movie, so probably have to check that out after I see this one.
You think you'll watch it after instead of before?
I think I'm going to want to wait till after, because I feel like that is one of the things is, to me, there is such a mystery behind this film, and I think that's kind of the point, so I do want to keep it like that, for myself at least.
Nice.
So the last things for me to just close out that I found were a couple interesting facts about the film that I wanted to share with you guys. So the movie wrapped in December of 2020. Del Toro spoke about the film's production during an IndieWire live conversation over the summer. He said, "We stopped the shoot a week before like everything shut down. We were roughly 45% in. We were literally in the middle of a great scene. We went to lunch and talked to the studio. When we came back, we said, everybody leave your tools and leave now." So that's the only reason I think this is another movie of those that got pushed because of the pandemic. But maybe, it's for a reason.
Can't wait for this to be over. I'm so sick of talking about delayed movies and COVID. Oh my God.
This is a really interesting one that I found was Leo was originally picked for the lead role as DiCaprio, or as the lead
Leonardo
role.
DiCaprio.
What did I write? Was originally picked for the Leonardo DiCaprio was originally chosen to be picked for the lead role, and as he chose this project over PTA's Licorice Pizza and another like Alejandro Inarritu's movie, which I don't know what it is, but he picked this apparently over it. But then due to scheduling conflicts, it didn't work out. And ironically, Cooper also ended up taking the role from him in Licorice Pizza as well.
Snatched.
So just slept on it, got snatched real quick. Would it be interesting to definitely see in either of those movies, Leo? Because I know you had said, Gus, that for Licorice Pizza, you had felt like it was, I know you're probably going to talk about it, but PTA's Once Upon a Time. Mm-hmm. So it would have been funny to have him in both.
Yeah, it's probably a good thing that they didn't have him.
That's what I thought. I was like, it's kind of a good thing that he wasn't in both. And, yeah, the last two things were just quotes from Del Toro where he said that Nightmare Alley will have no supernatural elements, that it's really just a straight, really dark story.
What a liar.
He added that the book has afforded him the first chance to have to do a real underbelly of society type of movie.
Interesting.
I don't believe him.
Yeah, maybe he wants to deviate us, right? But it just doesn't, really?
I wish more directors would do that. Lead you in the wrong way.
Lie.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, honestly.
Hey, you know what? A lot of them do. The ones who make bad ones. They told
you're
you it was a
right.
good one, right? We're gonna honor the legacy and create something good, and then it ends up sucking.
No, man, I'm super excited for that movie.
And just to close out,
hit.
he said the last thing he said when asked what kind of rating he expects the film to have, Del Toro said it will be a big R, double R.
Fair. All right.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for that movie.
I am too. I'm really excited.
All right, Nate. You or me? Who wants to go?
Fuck, I'll go. I'll do
Okay.
it live.
Some of you might not understand that reference.
And
You
if
might
you
not be
do,
old enough to understand
I
that
hope you
reference.
laugh. All right. So the first movie that I have is a movie that I am super, super excited for. It's called Power of the Dog. It's a new Western. It almost looks like maybe a psychological Western or something like that. Maybe even a thriller. Not too sure.
I saw the term gothic. come up.
Gothic Western?
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. It was directed by Dame Elizabeth Jane Campion. She was awarded the title of Dame by Queen Elizabeth in New Zealand for being a stud, basically. So I thought that was kind of cool.
That's sick.
What the fuck?
Because she's such a badass.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, a little bit about what she has done and worked on. She's worked on An Angel at My Table in 1990, Holy Smoke in 1998, Bright Star in '08, but her big film that everybody knows her for is The Piano in '93, which she won an Oscar for Best Screenplay, and she was also the first woman to win a Palme d'Or for the same movie, which shout out Julie Ducournau, which was the second female to ever win.
Glad you brought that up.
Palme d'Or, so that's pretty cool. She was also nominated for Piano for Best Director, and she's only one of 7 women to ever be nominated for that. So kind of goes to show she's a stud. She's a dame. So, but I just thought that was so funny. Anyways, the plot of the movie, it's a charismatic rancher, Phil Burbank, inspires fear and awe in those around him. When his brother brings home a new wife and her son, Phil torments them until he finds himself exposed to the possibility of love. So, based on the trailer and that, it kind of seems like maybe like a stalker type film or some sort, but once again, it doesn't give a whole lot of away. The cinematographer for this movie is Ari Wegner. Worked on Stray in 2018 and In Fabric in 2018. I haven't seen either of those movies, but I have seen clips from In Fabric, and it does look really nice.
I've been meaning to watch that.
I've heard good things,
Yeah.
and like I said, I've seen like a little video essay kind of thing about it, and it looked really good.
I've been meaning to watch so many movies.
Right, exactly. Like add it to the list.
Yeah, add it to
like,
the list.
like we always say.
Super long.
But yeah, I'll hop into the cast really fast. We can kind of discuss. You're getting Benedict Cumberbatch as Phil Burbank. Know him from, I don't know how you wouldn't know him by now. Star Trek, Doctor Strange, Imitation Game, Sherlock. He's been a lot of things. And then
Smaug.
Yeah, right.
Smaug.
How could I leave that out?
Come on, his best role.
And then he's joined by Jesse Plemons, who's playing his brother, George Burbank. You know him from Breaking Bad, Antlers.
I know him from Antlers. That's the first time I've ever seen him.
I'm thinking of Ending Things, which was one of my favorite films of 2020, one of my favorite adaptations of a book ever. So shout out that movie and shout out him in that movie. He was phenomenal. He was also in the Fargo TV show, which leading into our next actor, it's Kirsten Dunst. She plays Rose Gordon. She's known in Interview with the Vampire, the OG Spider-Man, and also Fargo, the TV show. Her and Jesse worked on that together, and that's why I'm super excited to see their chemistry in this movie, because they're in the second season of Fargo, and they killed it. And they're also partners in real life. I did not know that.
It's a weird theme going on today.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Wait, really? I didn't know that.
Kirsten Dunst and Jesse
I was just
Plemons.
about to Wikipedia that because I
5
wasn't sure if
years.
you were going to bring that up.
Yeah, they've been together for 5 years. I didn't know that.
Wow.
And then the last actor I have on this is Cody Schmidt-McPhee as Peter Gordon. He's playing Rose's son. He's in, I didn't know this, but I was very impressed with his filmography. He's been in Let Me In. I don't know if you've seen that. It's a vampire movie. He was the kid in The Road with Viggo Mortensen, and he was also in the new Eddie Murphy movie, My Name is Dolomite. So,
That's a good one.
Yeah, I know. So I thought that was pretty cool. Some interesting little fun facts I found about this movie is that I didn't know. Do you know if Benedict Cumberbatch is like a solid method actor? Like, is that something that he does often?
I was going to, yeah.
Does he?
I wouldn't know about like full-on method actor, but
Yeah.
I kind of already have like a little complaint, I guess, about this movie.
Because I was so I was reading about him, and apparently he went a little full method actor for this movie.
Yeah.
Which he refused to wash himself. He would not speak to Kirsten Dunst on the set. And he got nicotine poisoning 3 times because he smoked so many unfiltered cigarettes. Like, what the fuck? So I don't know. I don't know if that's going to make this a good thing or if maybe he's going to go a little too hard in this, but I don't know. It sounds a little extra to me.
Yep. Yes, it does. That is one of the reasons I am not excited for House of Gucci, and that kind of threw me off about this one too, is like when these actors start talking about like their struggle and how hard it was and how I had to smoke real cigarettes.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to.
No, you could just
Try acting, my boy.
Yeah, exactly.
That quote that we always bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Whatever. We'll see what comes of that. A little quote that he had about his interaction with Kirsten Dunst. I just thought it was so odd. He said, I didn't really want to be mean to Kristen, but I needed to stay in character. So I didn't talk to her on set. And she was the same. We were negative to each other's positive, repelled by each other. I'm just like, okay. So whatever you say, buddy. But
It's a movie.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, Kirsten Dunst originally was not supposed to play Rose Gordon in this. It was originally supposed to be Elizabeth Moss, which, I don't know, maybe would have rather seen her, but I'm curious to see what Kirsten does. She's never been nominated for any awards or anything, so maybe this can be the movie that takes her there. I'm not sure. This was shot in New Zealand, and the runtime is about 2 hours and 5 minutes. So, yeah. Super excited for this Western. Don't quite know what to expect. I'm expecting a lot of cigarette smoking in it, I guess.
You are our resident Western man.
I love me a Western. But
you were even excited about this movie since before the pod.
Yeah, I was. I've been excited since I seen that trailer the first time. But what about you guys? Are you excited for this movie?
Yeah, I'm really excited for this movie.
I'm excited because you're excited.
I like it, and I appreciate that.
It's not like I'm super looking forward to, like... I wouldn't say I really like Benedict Cumberbatch that much, but I'm always down to be proven wrong, and I'm always down for a good movie, and you're excited, and it looks good. So
yeah, it looks beautiful. So.
I'm ready for it to... Yeah, I saw today... I know the listener's not going to know what today is, but they've been doing festival showings of this movie.
Okay.
And today in the Chicago Film Festival, I believe, they did like a 4K screening, and people were just talking about like how immaculate it looks and how beautiful it is, and like the color really popping, and it just like being one of the most stunning looking movies of the year, which, you know, we're always looking forward to.
That gets me really excited. And I also forgot to throw this in there. This film has already won an award. Really? It won the Silver Lion at the 78th Venice International Film Festival for Best Director. So thought that was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch that movie.
Yeah, should be a good one.
Oh, do you have the release date?
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, you know what? Hold on, I have it. I think it's December 1st.
And this is, I'm also not sure because I know this is a Netflix movie. But
will we be watching this in Netflix?
No,
or will we be watching this in the theater?
This is westerns are movies. I feel like you
December
have
1st.
to see December 1st.
December 1st.
You got to see a western in the theater.
Damn, that's
for the
sooner than I
landscapes.
thought too. That's good.
It's cool. So yeah,
we already you will be seeing this episode. We're doing play a little inside baseball here. I already have it written down on our schedule for the rest of the year. So that one's coming no matter what, unless it's an absolute tragedy, which I highly doubt.
I don't see that happening. So
are all of these on that list besides one?
No.
They're all on there?
No, I'm pretty sure maybe one or two of them is not on here because we did not have release dates for one of the ones I was going to talk about when I started scheduling the podcast a few months ago. I think
I know which one it is.
Yeah, it didn't have a release date yet.
But yeah, anyways, that's Power of the Dog. Super excited. Gus, you want to talk about what you're going to talk about?
Yes. Okay. So my first movie that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to save that one for later because hopefully I'll close it out. I think I will by the rotation that we're going. But I want to talk about The Humans. Mm-hmm. This is a movie that is a collaboration between A24 and Showtime. I know it's going to be available to stream on Showtime, so I'll be getting Showtime so I can see this. If this works out, you should be seeing an episode on this. I don't really know when, but I think that you will definitely be seeing an episode on this at some point. I'm really, really looking forward to this. It's got a really good cast. Let's start off with the director. His name is Stephen Karam, and this is his first time directing.
Okay.
But he is a stage director and writer, and this movie is an adaptation of his play called The Humans. Cool. Is Tony Award winning, which I don't know if you guys know, but that's basically the Oscars for stage plays and all that. We got a stacked cast. We got Richard Jenkins, Stephen Yeun. You already know my boy Invincible, Glenn. I just watched a movie called Burning this week that he's in. It's a Korean film. He's in it and he's speaking Korean and stuff like that.
It's on my list.
It's on Prime Video. So if anybody wants to watch it, it's on Prime Video. It's definitely not what you expect. It really subverts the genre that it ends up being.
It's cool.
Have you guys seen Minari?
I have not seen Minari yet. I do want to.
I like that movie a lot.
I was too busy watching Invincible.
I like Minari.
But yeah, I feel like Steven Yeun is ready to take over the acting world. I know he's
is.
going to be in a lot of shit the next 2 years. Recently, he did, I don't know, GQ, Vanity Fair, one of these magazines where they were just doing a profile on him on how he's going to be in so much stuff. One movie I know he's going to be in that I'm looking forward to is a sci-fi with Kristen Stewart. And I don't know if they're just saying this to throw people off, but that it was a love story between a satellite and a buoy. What?
Whatever that means. I'm so interested, though. I would see that in a heartbeat.
But we're not talking about that movie today. That's just something I'm really excited for in the future. And Steven Yeun's acting career in general is just something I'm really excited for. We also have Beanie Feldstein. She's Jonah Hill's sister. You guys would know her from Booksmart, and I'm sure she's been in a few other things, but oh my God. Sorry, guys. She's been in Booksmart and a few other things. I've only seen Booksmart. We got Amy Schumer. Everybody knows who Amy Schumer is.
Yeah.
And then we have two other actors. One is named Jane Hootie Shell. She's a stage actress. She won a Tony for her part in the stage play of this.
That's cool.
So she's just
She's reprising
her role.
That's cool.
And then we also have famous actress June Squibb, who's been in many things for many decades. One that really stood out to me, that she was in The Age of Innocence, which is a Scorsese film. So she must be good.
Yeah, right.
I'm not going to act like I've seen most of the movies that she's in, but we got a strong cast. Let me go through the synopsis really quickly. Set inside a pre-war duplex in downtown Manhattan, The Humans follows the course of an evening in which the Blake family gathers to celebrate Thanksgiving. As darkness falls outside, the crumbling building, mysterious things start to go bump in the night, and family tensions reach a boiling point.
Oh my God.
So, if you've
Sounds
seen
so
the
cute.
trailer, which I hope you have, pause the episode right now and go watch these trailers.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes.
Because I want all of you to see these movies. This movie, I feel like I've learned something about A24. If they market a movie a certain way, it's usually going to be something a little different.
Yep.
So like with Lamb, I would say Lamb is the last really big one where they marketed it one way and it really wasn't what you thought it was going to be by the end. I feel like this is the opposite. They're acting like it's this real, well, it's not that they're acting, but it's this like family drama set around Thanksgiving, intergenerational problems, right? But I just have a feeling there's a horror tinge to this movie. There's
like,
very few
yeah.
shots in this movie, and in the trailer. Sorry, because I obviously haven't seen the movie yet. There's very few shots in the trailer that just give you this vibe that something is going on in the house or the apartment that they're in. And there's also something that Steven Yeun says to Richard Jenkins in the trailer about that he used to read a comic book about a race of alien, like half alien, half demons that would tell scary stories about humans.
Ooh.
So I was just like, okay,
Give it to me.
I know how to read between the lines. Be like, so something must be going on in this movie. So I'm just really excited to see where this goes. It's going to be streaming on Showtime, and I think it'll be in theaters. Obviously, I want to see it in theaters, but if I have to see it on Showtime, I'll download that shit right now and do it.
I do have to say, like what you said about potentially subverting expectations. This trailer, I was interested in it based on the cast at first, and after seeing the trailer a few times, there has to be something else going on, which is
Yeah.
what I'm so excited for.
It's an eerie trailer for
It
sure.
is.
I
yeah.
really can't wait for this movie. It just looks like an acting powerhouse.
It does.
And, I love good writing and I love good acting.
Yeah.
If it's a movie about them just talking for an hour and a half or 2 hours, that's fine as long as it's well written and well
Some
acted.
12 Angry Men action.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing about growing up a Tarantino fan is that you learn to love dialogue
Yeah.
and talking. So
It's important.
yeah, really is. Believe it or not. I know some would disagree, but hey,
Yeah.
I guess I'm just a meat and potatoes guy.
No, I'm pumped for that movie. I think it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, that'll be fun to watch in the theaters.
All right, Ro. Turn 2.
All right, so switch up things a little bit here. Go more. My second movie is Don't Look Up. It's rated R as well. 2 hours and 25 minutes runtime. It's a comedy, sci-fi, drama, directed by Adam McKay, written by Adam McKay. Adam McKay, notable other projects that he's done is Anchorman, The Other Guys, Step Brothers, The Big Short, and Vice, which those last two, especially Vice, are very divisive between people, whether they think it's really good or they think it's really bad. Another thing that I didn't know when I was looking into this, that he has a very, very tight relationship with Will Ferrell.
Yes.
As I just mentioned, the movies that they did together, but they specifically co-wrote Anchorman, Talladega Nights, and the other guys. And they also founded Funny or Die, which I didn't know. I just thought they were some of the original people that were on those skits. And also Adam McKay was an SNL writer. That's where he started. Another notable writing credential that he has that I just wanted to throw in here, which I thought was really cool, is he helped write Ant-Man with Edgar Wright. Because I think it ended up being like 3 people who wrote that script, but him and Edgar Wright, we've talked about Edgar Wright on here a lot. Adam McKay has directed 3 actors and gave them Oscar nods. So it's Christian Bale twice and Sam Rockwell and Amy Adams. I haven't seen Vice, so that's where that comes from. Have you seen Vice, guys?
Yes.
That movie's very good.
Yeah, because
I like Vice a
I asked Nate right before this episode if he had seen it. He did recommend it. There's a short synopsis to this that I'm just gonna throw now, and then later I'll talk about it some more. But the synopsis is: 2 low-level astronomers must go on a giant media tour to warn mankind of an approaching comet that will destroy planet Earth. Pretty simple, right? But other thing I wanted to bring up, cinematography on this one is Linus Sandgren. He's an Oscar-winning Swedish director of photography, which he did La La Land, No Time to Die, American Hustle, and Battle of the Sexes. I watched Battle of the Sexes with you, right, Gus? I like that movie. It's a simple movie. It's not anything crazy, but I definitely enjoy that movie. And I think out of these movies that I've seen, I could tell that the DP is a special type of DP. A lot of times it's not to like look down at any of their work, but it is carried more through story or carried more through the actors. But there's certain cinematographers who really help bring the story to another level. And from the few movies that I've seen on this list here, he has that type of like, I guess power is the word I'm looking for. So the best part about this movie, the notable cast, which is like one of the craziest casts I've seen in a while. So we have Leonardo DiCaprio as Dr. Randall Mindy. You have Jennifer Lawrence as Kate DiBiase. You got Jonah Hill as Jason Orlean. Meryl Streep as President Janie Orlean. You got Kate Blanchett as Brie Avanti. Timothy Chalamet as Yule. Ron Perlman as Colonel Brandask. Tyler Perry as Jack Bremer. Ariana Grande as Riley Bina. And Kid Cudi as DJ Cello.
Damn.
Which it's right now when we're making this episode, I guess the embargo on this movie, like the reviews got lifted. So I've been reading a bunch of reviews on this movie by different types of people. Like a lot of people think Ariana Grande has a nod for what do they call it when it's like a
supporting?
It's like a sound for the music
Soundtrack
or whatever. But they're saying that
or best original song.
Original song. That's
Yeah.
exactly what I was thinking.
Sorry.
Of. So she has like a lot of people think she has a chance at that, at least a nomination. So the storyline, Netflix already has provided this is the storyline. Definitely not a synopsis.
Another Netflix film.
Which is, I think that's why I told you that. I think that's why your story actually has like a longer synopsis too, because Netflix tends to.
So far, all 3 of our movies that we've talked about, or now we've talked about 4, we're going on our 4th one.
Streaming
They're all
service.
will be available to stream.
It's pretty crazy.
Which is cool. I mean, we only had the chance with Dune, right, to be able to do something like that. And that was
Some of us watched it that way for the first time.
Don't get us back on the couch.
So the storyline for this one is Kate DiBiase, which is played by Jennifer Lawrence, an astronomy grad student, and her professor, Dr. Randall Mindy, which is Leonardo DiCaprio, make an astounding discovery of a comet orbiting within the solar system. The problem, it's on a direct collision course with Earth. The other problem, no one really seems to care. Turns out warning mankind about a planet killer the size of Mount Everest is an inconvenient fact to navigate. With the help of Dr. Oglethorpe, which is Rob Morgan, Kate and Randall embark on a media tour that takes them from the office of an indifferent President Orlean, Meryl Streep, and the syncopatic son and chief of staff, Jason, which is Jonah Hill, to the airwaves of the Daily Rip, an upbeat morning show hosted by Brie, Kate Blanchett, and Jack Tyler Perry. With only 6 months until the comet makes impact, managing the 24-hour news cycle and gaining the attention of the social media-obsessed public before it's too late proves shockingly comical. What will it take to get the world to just look up?
Dude, they gave you the whole movie. Oh my god!
I thought this one was long. something that I found interesting looking into the reviews that people were talking about, and I wanted to talk about this and bring it up, was they're comparing this movie to Network.
I knew it. I told you that the other day.
And Doctor Strangelove.
Of course.
It was like in terms of how satirical it is of a movie and how funny it is, but also what it's commenting on, what it's trying, like it's how it's trying to get its message across.
Okay, you know, a few weeks ago on the Last Night in Soho episode, and we brought it up on the French Dispatch episode about directors making movies that they want to see.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we're doing this again, and this is Adam McKay's "This Is My Network" or "This Is My Doctor Strangelove." I feel like we're in a very meta time with directors doing
like,
things like that.
Yeah, I could. It's just funny that these movies get thrown around because that's kind of why they make it. They're like, I want you to compare it to Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And like I know me and you've had lots of fun watching that movie back and forth. That's I think one of Kubrick's best movies. So, I mean, I'm having a hard time thinking it's gonna be like that, but
they always do that.
Yeah. I do have to say, I'm excited for this movie. One of the things I'm most excited for is an actual comedy. I feel like you really don't get many comedies anymore besides what, superhero movies, I guess they kind of consider comedies nowadays, it seems like.
Quippy one-liners.
Yeah, but like that's not a comedy. So just to get like an actual satirical comedy out in theaters, I'm excited for that. It makes me happy.
And for it to come from Adam McKay, and like he does some of the funniest stuff that we've talked about. Like it's silly, obviously not looked at as like, oh, this is deep cinema with some of Will Ferrell's stuff, but I ended up thinking a lot of these are classics. You know what I mean?
But it's still smart. Like it's smart stupidity.
But then he ends up doing stuff like The Big Short and Vice, and
I feel like this is more in the realm of Idiocracy than it is of Network.
That's
right.
That's a great.
This is a modern Idiocracy.
Yeah. That movie. Oh my god.
They used to watch that movie a lot in my barbershop, so it's.
I
very
used to
fresh
watch
in
that
my
movie
mind.
a lot just because. I don't know why.
I feel like that's what America has become is Idiocracy.
For real. Brondo.
Yeah, exactly.
Another movie that I want to see if either of you guys have seen that it is getting compared to is Melancholia.
Oh, that's a Terrence Malick movie, isn't it?
Yeah,
With Kirsten Dunst. It's on Hulu.
I haven't seen that, but that's what it's.
I think that's another movie about the world ending
Gotcha.
or similar story.
But yeah, that was mostly. I found some other interesting facts, but they're not anything too worth talking about. But this movie's trailer is out. Like you said, go watch. It's really silly trailer. I don't even really think there's much to. Like that's why the synopsis of storyline is so long. It's not supposed to be like, oh, there's gonna be a crazy twist in this movie. It's gonna be pretty straightforward. But I think back to what Nate was saying is that's why I'm really excited for it. It's a true comedy that we're getting. I don't know how great it'll be, but I'm excited for it. So
I am too.
This is gonna get nominated. I mean, I can't really imagine what other comedies it's gonna be going up against.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's another movie that we're not talking about today, but I've been really wanting to see, and we've only seen the trailer for it once. It's called The Worst Person in the World.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and that
I
seems
do
like
wanna
it's a
see
comedy
that.
as well.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll win. But
That looks like a very dark comedy. Yeah. I'm excited for that though.
yeah, I mean, Adam McKay has just been on a streak for a long while now.
Yeah.
One project that I want to talk about that he's worked on is Succession.
Oh,
He
yeah.
directed
I
the
saw
first
that.
episode.
Yeah.
Him and Will Ferrell, executive producer.
they're producers on it.
Created? I'm not going to say they created
I'm
that
pretty
show
sure
'cause
they're
I'm not-
producers.
Okay,
They're producers,
I know they're
yeah.
producers at
Yeah.
least on that. So Adam McKay is really just involved in this, what would you call it? Elitist world?
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like he loves making satire about the elites.
And he does a good job.
Yeah, he does a good job, and he really punches up and makes them look like shit
Yeah,
every
he does.
time.
I love it.
Yeah, so props to him, the Giga Chad Adam McKay,
No, that's a really good point. I didn't even think about
for
Succession.
pointing that out. Leo in a comedy. That's kind of interesting. I feel like he hasn't been in one. I don't. Whew. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is technically a comedy.
a little bit, yeah.
I don't want to say Django Unchained, his character in that. It's a satirical character.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Very over the top.
That's his
I
most
don't want to
evil
say
role.
that's funny or anything, but you know what I mean? But like, it's a satirical role.
Yeah,
So
I get what you're trying to say. Don't worry, I'll
all
save
right,
you.
whatever. All right. Anyways,
Do we want to move on from this? Do we have anything else to say?
Yeah, you got anything?
No, I think just wanted to get your guys' closing thoughts on it, but
This is notable. This is Jennifer Lawrence's return to acting. I know that sounds crazy, but it's been a few years since she's been in something.
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
What was the last one she was in? Was it Red
It was
Sparrow?
It was a spy movie.
That spy
yeah,
movie a couple
yeah.
years back? Maybe 3 or 4
That's
years
the last
ago?
one that I can think of, yeah.
Yeah, she said she felt like she needed to take a break because, just being in the social media world and seeing what people say about you. She's like, sometimes it really gets to you when people are saying that they're tired of you.
Yeah, I could
She just kind of felt like people were tired of her and that she needed to give them a break.
Probably a good time to take a break with COVID and everything, honestly.
Yeah.
Didn't really
But-
miss out on a whole lot.
Jennifer Lawrence is one of our best working actors, and she's a
think so.
powerhouse. So to have her back, very
It's a
exciting
good
stuff.
sign.
I've always really liked watching. Well, I haven't seen many much, but like after Mother, I definitely knew it was like. I know a lot of people don't like that movie, but I really liked her acting in that movie.
I love that movie.
I like her in almost everything
Yeah,
she's in.
I think she does a great
I've
job.
never felt like she's made a movie worse.
Silver Linings,
Yeah.
that's a great movie.
The Hunger Games.
I love them.
Part 1 and 2. I will stand those movies forever.
For sure.
All right, are we moving on now?
Yep. Let's
Yeah,
move on.
okay.
It's your turn, Nate.
All right. Second movie I have here is I'm excited for this movie for so many different reasons. But it's The Tragedy of Macbeth, A24's newest movie, directed by Joel Cohen. Huge Cohen Brothers fan I am. So I'm
a
just
Cohen head.
I'm super excited for that.
That was your Yoda way of saying that.
Exactly. Super excited I am. But yeah, Joel Cohen, I mean, shit, he's worked on Fargo in 96. Him and his brother Ethan won an Oscar for Best Screenplay. He's done The Big Lebowski. They took home 3 Oscars for No Country for Old Men in 07. He's also worked on True Grit, Burn After Reading, Barton Fink, Hail Caesar. Those are some of my favorites. But, I mean, so many others. Raising Arizona. It goes on.
Llewellyn Davis.
Inside Llewellyn Davis, exactly. This is his first directorial debut alone.
On his own.
He has never done a movie without Ethan. I guess Ethan's taking time away to focus on theater productions. So, cool.
Lame.
Cool, I guess. If you're listening to this, that's cool.
Trying to get his Tony.
Nah, if you're listening to this, I'll say it to you. Lame.
But I'm super excited. They have a very distinguishable style, I feel like, when it comes to making movies. They're very particular and organized. Obviously not to like the level of Wes Anderson or anything, but they have a very particular style, and I'm a big fan. The synopsis for Macbeth is the synopsis for Macbeth. If you don't know the story by now, you should probably know it. But anyways, it's a Scottish lord becomes convinced by a trio of witches that he will soon become the next king of Scotland, and his ambitious wife supports him in his plans of seizing power. So yeah, this was also, I like that IMDb credits Shakespeare as a writer on this movie. So I thought that shit was pretty funny.
Shakespeare, you heard of him?
Yeah. So thought that was funny. Wanted to talk about the cinematographer, Bruno Del Bono. He's worked on A Very Long Engagement, 2004. He's worked on Emile in 2001. I don't know if you guys have seen that movie, but that's a really cool movie.
Wait, which movie?
Emile.
Amelie?
Amelie, yeah.
Okay,
Amelie,
well,
yeah.
Whatever. I don't know how you say it, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
that
yes.
movie.
Yeah.
My wife. She loves that movie.
Oh my god. And he also worked on Inside Llewellyn Davis with the Coen Brothers in 2013.
Shout out Oscar Isaac.
And a little something else that I found is the only acting credit this cinematographer has ever had was as Tip Top in The French Dispatch.
What?
Yeah. There's like a little 5-second scene with Tip Top, and yeah, he plays him. So I thought that's kind of funny. Shout out French Dispatch. But moving on, we have the cast. Fucking stacked, in my opinion. You have Denzel Washington as Lord Macbeth. Know him from Glory, where he won his Best Supporting Actor. Training Day, where he won his Best Actor. And then a couple other ones that I love that he's been in his Book of Eli and Flight. Phenomenal actor. If you don't know Denzel Washington, I don't know.
Deep cuts.
Yeah.
Flight. He said Flight in the Book of Eli. Nice.
Flight, nice.
Love that shit. And then the main actress in this movie, Frances McDormand.
Nah, there you
Franny
go.
McD.
Yeah, dude, big old
Fire.
Franny McD. I really don't know if there is an actress working that is more distinguished in the past few years than she has been.
She's good.
Taking it back to 96, she's also worked with Cohen. on Fargo, where she won her Best Supporting Actress. So gives me a little hope for this. She's also been in 3 Billboards Outside of Ebbing, Mississippi, where she won Best Actress.
I like that movie.
And then Nomadland, she basically cleaned house on in 2020. She won Best Actress, Best Motion Picture, and she was the first time. It's the first time that an actress has ever been nominated for starring in and producing a film. That's pretty cool. Couple other people you have in this movie. You have Alex Hassel as Ross. He was in Cold Mountain, and he's in the HBO show The Boys as Translucent. Brendan Gleeson is playing King Duncan. He's been in Harry Potter, Gangs of New York, Paddington 2. And then also has Corey Hawkins, Harry Melling, Moses Ingram, and Catherine Hunter was credited as the witches. So, big old cast, I feel like. Like I said, this is the first movie without Ethan, so I'm very curious to see how he handles the directing on his own. I want to see it. This is also shot in a 1.19 to 1 ratio, which is the same ratio that The Lighthouse was shot in. Thought that was kind of cool. So it's basically going to be like a perfect square on the screen.
So it is like The Lighthouse.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Sees one black and white movie. This looks like The Lighthouse.
That shit was so funny. When I saw that it was the same aspect ratio, I was like, oh my God.
A24.
But yeah, I mean, this is obviously a story that everybody knows. So I think that for this to be a really successful movie, the visuals, the cinematography, and the acting is going to have to carry it. And I think that with all these components here, we're going to have that opportunity. This was shot 100% on sound stages in LA. So, and even like, I don't know, you can tell in the trailer, or at least my personal opinion in the trailer, it almost looks like some of these scenes are like a play.
Yeah.
Like you can tell that this is like they're almost on a sound stage. So
honoring the legacy.
Exactly. Yeah. Some of the reviews that I've been seeing about it is like people are saying you really are brought into this world and you just kind of go through this trippy story almost. I don't know. I'm super excited. I think it's going to be a good one.
This is one of the movies that you said Hollywood likes redoing every couple of years, right?
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. But before we get to that, keep carrying on this theme of people who are partners in this movie. Do you know that Joel Cohen and Frances McDormand are husband and wife?
I did not know that.
Wow.
Once again,
that's crazy.
Hey, even if you want to count the relationship between Adam McKay and Will Ferrell as like a creative marriage,
yeah,
then we really have like across the board just all these people who are
yeah, that's like
close to each other.
Like Ro, you were saying, like it really does seem like such a small world once you dive into it.
Maybe that's why these movies all look so good, though, is because it's people who are working with casts that they've worked with before, or people who they're together with in real life. But this list of movies, they just all look so good, and then for them to all have those like either recurring characters or just outside connections, maybe that's just got something to do with it. Like working with people you like just makes it a better product, but. That's just a weird thing that's carrying on through today's episode.
Like as I was doing my research, I was like, "There's no way that." Yeah, that's crazy, and I didn't even know that because I knew that they had lived together. They lived together with a bunch of different like actors and directors at one time, but I didn't know that they were actually married. That's crazy.
Yeah. With the remake thing, there was 2015's Macbeth, which when like I first met Nate, that was one of the first movies I think I recommended to him. Mm-hmm. I seen that movie. It's pretty good, but that one is like straight up just a play filmed. Like there's scenes where Michael Fassbender plays Macbeth in that movie, and he's looking directly into the camera, having a full monologue. So that one kind of threw me off, but it's visually stunning. Like some of the coolest like looking shots I've seen in a really, really long time. The Macbeth adaptation that I'm familiar with is Throne of Blood. That's Akira Kurosawa's version. Mm-hmm. Akira Kurosawa is the better version of William Shakespeare. Yeah, that one's starring Toshiro Mifune, and that one's like set in samurai times. Right. That one is just awesome.
Badass.
That's where I like getting my Shakespeare from personally. But yeah, so this one also streaming on. It's gonna be streaming on Apple.
Yeah.
Which one of us is going to have to re-up our Apple TV for that. But I think it's going to be on Christmas. Maybe we'll see this on Christmas or the day before or something like that. I'm down because I really, really want to see this movie. I Frances McDormand and Denzel Washington working together, I would not be surprised if they won Best Actor and Best Actress.
There's no way I feel like there's no way they don't get nominated at least.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Come on. Denzel's a walking Oscar nomination.
It's so funny when you talk about Denzel's playing, and I was going to be like playing Denzel Washington. But
what do you feel about these like Shakespeare adaptations overall? Do you tend to gravitate towards them, or do you kind of stay away?
I don't necessarily think that they pique my interest all that much. I guess the better reviews they get, the more interested I'm going to be. I'm not like a Shakespeare stan.
What?
But yeah, right. But I do have to say, Macbeth is my favorite Shakespearean.
You don't
tale,
like Billy Shake,
so.
man?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Personally, think Billy Shake's peaked with Macbeth.
But yeah, this is my favorite Shakespearean tale, so I'm excited. Very excited.
All right. Well,
Moving on. What you got?
This. Oh boy.
What
Oh boy.
I'm hungry. Better be
Okay,
some
here
food.
we go. Hold on, let me sit down. Even though I'm sitting down.
me?
Hold on, let me stand up real quick. The master is back. The man himself, Paul Thomas motherfucking Anderson. Yeah, maybe Alvaro will edit in some fucking those things later, but I'm so excited that Paul Thomas Anderson is back. And I got to be honest, the first time I saw this trailer, this is not what I was expecting out of him. So it kind of caught me off guard, but just the more time passes and the more excited I am for him to be back in my life again, I think this is maybe the one I'm the most excited for. If you can't tell by the way I'm talking.
You should see his face right now.
Okay, let's get into it. So, we got Licorice Pizza. What a stupid name for a movie. But it's based off a record chain that was in LA when he grew up. It was called Licorice Pizza, so I get it. But we got directed by Paul Thomas Anderson, written by Paul Thomas Anderson, cinematography, Paul Thomas Anderson and Michael Bauman, composed by Paul Thomas Anderson, produced by... No, I'm just kidding. But I do love that this man is like one of the greatest directors that we have today. I would argue, American-wise, probably the best that's out. It's composed by Johnny Greenwood, who did Spencer this year. Mm-hmm. He's worked with Paul Thomas Anderson before. We already know that this is going to be an amazing score. I'm interested to see what this score sounds like, because if you think about, what is it? Milkshake? Yeah. There Will Be Blood.
Okay,
If you think about There Will Be Blood.
Milkshake bowling.
Yeah. Milkshake, bowling, murder. There will be blood. Okay. God is a superstition. Oh, man. I love that movie. Yeah. I can't wait till we do that episode.
I know, yeah.
I always think about the SNL skit that you always talk about when they make fun of him. No, the South Park episode. My bad.
Oh yeah, in South Park they have a joke where Daniel Plainview is selling like vegan meat, like Beyond Meat and stuff like that. And he's like, I am a goo man. I have a pipeline of goo from Colorado to California. Oh man, that's one of the best.
So good.
But the point I was trying to make is that Johnny Greenwood's scores when he's working with PTA are very different from the music that Johnny Greenwood made when he was in a band. So now that this movie's set in the 70s, obviously we're going to have like a huge rock and roll influence. So it's just going to be exciting to see him leave that like classical vibe, that classy jazz vibe that he gives off like in Spencer and Phantom Thread, and kind of going back into, I don't know, traditional music.
Get some guitar or something.
Yeah, like guitar. Yeah,
yes, maybe guitar and some bass.
Exactly.
Yeah, that'd be
popular
sick.
instruments people have actually heard of.
Johnny Greenwood is the shit. So that's really cool that he's doing this again with
I
him.
love that Paul Thomas Anderson is working with him again. All right, so with this, the acting in this movie, we have Alana Haim in her first role. Do you know who she is? Are you guys really aware of?
I'm familiar.
Her?
Just because you told me about her.
Yeah, she's in a
couple
group
years
called
back.
Haim with her sisters. They're a rock band.
Gotcha.
Paul Thomas Anderson has been like interested in them for a very long time. I know that he's directed like a couple of their music videos.
Interesting.
Another way I've seen them is Thundercats Dragon Ball Do-Rag video.
Yeah.
They're the girls in the video at the end when he's in the trash can.
That's how I Did you know also, I've been meaning to ask you this. Did you know that why he's close to them?
I don't know, some celebrity tie-in.
Their mom
probably.
was his teacher.
That's random as fuck.
It was his language arts teacher.
I thought you were gonna say like, oh, his mom is his money manager, and there's
like something.
yeah, like something
in
totally.
the industry.
Yeah.
No, like their mother because they're sisters, like you said.
Yeah.
Was his language arts teacher in elementary school.
Wow.
Interesting.
That's more of these like tie-ins that
So
I'm talking
weird and
about,
random,
right?
yeah.
So we got Alana Haim in her first role, and I know she's getting like pretty much critically acclaimed for this already.
Wow.
They're saying that she'll probably be right in the middle of the award season race, and that's crazy.
That's a
I
lot.
think it just shows you how good Paul Thomas Anderson is, that he could take somebody in their
Yep.
first role. Not to mention that Philip Seymour Hoffman's son,
Right.
Cooper Hoffman,
Mm-hmm.
this is his first movie as well. So for this to be his 9th movie, and him to have 2 like new actors
As the
I think he's just
leads?
throwing them
Yeah.
big balls around.
Yeah, he's like, I'll make it work.
Yeah, I'll make it work.
Like,
The
you
Giga
can
Chad.
shine.
Yeah, the Giga Chad, Paul Thomas
For many
Anderson.
reasons
Yeah.
that I want to talk about later. But
Oh, was it going to be Standing Venom too?
yes, I was gonna say, just like us, you making this, us thinking about this episode, the weeks that progressed, and you hear him talking. They've started asking him about Titan, Venom 2, like, and just the way that he answers the questions, very like he's not a hater at all, which is so cool to hear from someone like him, because he could be really snobby, like you said, or
He leaves the pretentiousness to people like us.
It's good to see. It's good to see that he still has humanity left in him.
Yeah. I'm above Venom 2, even though Paul Thomas Anderson isn't. And I obviously know more than he does. Anyways, so we have Cooper Hoffman, also in his first role. He's Philip Seymour Hoffman's son, constant co-collaborator of PTAs. He's had some amazing roles. I wouldn't be surprised if he can get the same out of his son.
That'd be really cool.
And we also have a stacked cast of Sean Penn, Bradley Cooper, Tom Waits, Benny Safdie, his wife Maya Rudolph, another couple
random.
working in another movie, set in the San Fernando Valley in the 70s. Let me lay out the synopsis really quick. 1973, San Fernando Valley. Teenager Gary Valentine meets Alana Kane, a photographer's assistant in her 20s, at his high school on picture day. They become friends, start a waterbed company together, audition for films, and get involved in Joel Wake's mayoral campaign. They navigate a changing time politically and culturally while also dealing with the gas crisis. Valentine and Kane's journey leads them to interacting with figures of both old and new Hollywood, including John Peters and Jack Holden. So this just really seems like it's all over the place.
Yeah.
One way I saw this movie was described was if you were sitting at a table with your friend and he was like overjoyed telling you the stories of his childhood, just going from one story to another. They don't really make sense, but you're just like, you're taking it all in. And that's kind of how people have been reacting to this movie. I've heard some people say it's kind of a mess, but it's like a mess in a good way, where you're just like smiling through the whole thing, like trying to figure out what's going on.
That's
So
it's licorice pizza.
Do you like, you know how you've been talking about how directors have been making movies that they want to make?
I definitely feel that way about this
because
one.
I do too. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do too.
One, like, I guess not a critique. I don't really know what to call it. But when we first saw this trailer, I talked to you guys and I was like, so he's making his Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, huh?
Yeah.
But I get it. You're going to make what you want. He said in an interview that he did with, I think it was Vanity Fair. I don't read these shits, so I don't know. I'm not like subscribed to any of these, so I don't know. But I saw in his latest interview, he said that he was in the middle of writing something like a lot heavier than this, with like more mature subject matter, I guess, maybe like Phantom Thread.
Mhm.
And he was like, it was just so heavy, and I wanted to kind of step away from that. And then like Licorice Pizza is the movie I've been wanting to make, so I was like, I'm just gonna go for it. And he said he didn't feel too confident about making another movie set in the San Fernando Valley again, but it's just where he feels the most comfortable, and he's the best at making the movie, making these movies about San Fernando Valley.
I appreciate his self-awareness, because I mean
Yeah.
that's a critique that we had the first time we saw the trailer. Like, oh, here we go again, one of these movies. But if he feels the same way, but he continued to push through with it and do it, there's got to be.
He
something
really is
special.
one of the best, and I love that he humbles himself. He doesn't act like he's the greatest living thing on earth, even though I feel like he is.
Even though he is.
Yeah, you are special. But just like the stuff he says in his interviews about like liking Venom 2 and like, oh, Marvel's fun, and like, I think he said any director who acts like they're confident anytime they're making a movie, like they're just bullshitting. Like nobody feels confident doing this over and over again. And I just think that's maybe why he makes such interesting movies and why he takes these like bold risks. And that's why he's one of the best today. And I just can't wait to see this movie.
I'm super excited.
Yeah. So this movie was the one I said was not on our list because I had
that's what I
no
thought.
idea when it was going to come out.
Right.
But they say November 26th, which is next week.
That's soon.
Yeah. We're going to be kind of busy these
We'll
next
figure
few
it
weeks,
out.
but we're going to figure it out. I think maybe some episodes we'll see all of these, and then I think we should kind of like measure out which ones we liked more and like less.
Yeah.
And maybe some things we'll save like when the new year rolls over. I know that's something.
There's gonna be a lot of downtime.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of downtime after the new year ends. So maybe if some of these are in the award conversation, that'll be a good time to do these episodes.
That's why it is good that some of them are on the streaming sites. You know,
They'll be there for longer.
exactly.
Yeah, and they'll be more accessible to people. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. The content's gonna keep rolling for you guys. We're gonna have episodes every week, but I'm just not sure anymore with how busy this schedule is.
Yeah.
Of when we're gonna get to what. Because like next week is Come On, House of Gucci, this possibly, Licorice Pizza.
Yeah. Hey, like we said, we will figure it out.
We will figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited for all of these movies coming out, and I'm especially excited for this one.
Me too. I think it's going to be a great 3-4 months of film. I'm super excited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I'm definitely looking forward. All of these, probably those two the most. Macbeth and Licorice Pizza the most. Power of the Dog too.
I'm not excited about the ones I did.
I'm just kidding. I'm definitely excited for them, but I think the movies those three movies that you guys talked about are the reasons why you made the pod. You know, Don't Look Up could be great, but I don't expect me to walk out of there and like I really looking stuff differently now. It's just gonna be a good little anecdote to society where we are now, but it's not gonna be something like, yeah, like you're describing Licorice Pizza, and I'm like, who else could make that movie?
Yeah. Not many.
No, honestly.
But one of the greatest living directors.
And that was the same way I felt about Phantom Thread. Like, if you give somebody else that movie, like, you could really butcher this movie, and, like, no one could care how boring this movie you can make it. And Phantom Thread's like, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah. Oh, man. I hope he keeps going forever. He says he will. He promises to not retire like QT. Just leaving us out to dry. I'm only doing 10 movies, even though I've already done more than 10. But I'm glad I live in the era of Paul Thomas Anderson.
It is cool. It is cool. Yeah.
People will remember him. I have a book on him. And if the people forget him, I'll remind you.
This might be right off, like, too off the cuff. Should have talked about it maybe a little before. But I wanted to ask if you guys have any, like, notable mentions, like ones that we didn't talk about that you guys are also excited for.
Yeah, I mean,
that like they just barely, because I know we, like, for me it was like one of them that I thought about talking about because I don't know as much about, and it would kind of fits more into the stuff that we talk on the podcast. And I also feel like you really want to do is Red Rocket.
Yeah, I do want to do that.
And that because that comes out next month too, right?
December 3rd. These movies are really going to start coming
tight.
out like one right after another, like some of them in the same week.
Crazy.
Because that was my pick for the notable mention, like Red Rocket. I'm excited for that movie.
I mean,
too.
shit, I'm not
I am
going to
too.
lie. We're probably not going to cover Marvel movies on here too often, but I'm fucking excited for Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I need to finish that trilogy. I'm ready to go. Show Tobey Maguire, you cowards. I don't go into Marvel movies for surprises anymore. I want to know what I'm getting before I even go in.
Exactly.
So I know if I need to check in or not on this one.
Yeah.
I'm excited for The Matrix as well.
I guess it's technically not this year, but the Batman movie.
Damn it, Nate! I told you not to bring that up.
But I'm fucking excited.
It's 2021.
So excited. I said it's not this year.
He's going rogue.
For me, it's a Moonfall and Ambulance.
Yeah, you think I'm kidding about Moonfall?
No,
Moonfall's
I am
next-
excited.
Moonfall's
you guys,
next year,
do you
though.
guys even know if those are this year, or are you guys just saying?
No,
that?
Moonfall is
Okay,
February.
okay.
Yeah.
February.
Yeah, it's February.
Of 2022.
Oh, I thought it was coming out soon.
No,
God
I
damn
said
it.
no. Like I looked it up and I was like no, because I looked it up today because I was like, when is Moonfall coming out? No, it's next year.
Why did I thought it was coming out in December? Fuck. That's the best movie of
This is
2022.
chaos, folks. You see what happens when you let them talk about movies that are not on the list?
On IMAX.
Hey, but who's excited for Moonfall?
What if the moon fell?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know, I'm excited for Ambulance. I'm not going to lie. But the reason I just told Alvaro this morning, I was like, I'm not opposed to liking a Michael Bay movie. I'm not some snob who's like, I'll never like you because of Transformers. Like, I don't care. I want to be proven wrong all the time. I want to like every movie.
Yeah.
Pain and Gain, homie.
Except that one.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I fuck with that movie.
No,
That's
generally,
The Rock's best performance.
I like to be an optimist about these things. So I want every movie to be a good movie. I don't know if that sounds crazy. I know it's not possible.
Well, I mean, I do too. I never watch a movie hoping it to be shitty.
Give me the best version of whatever your movie is because I can accept it. So
Exactly.
like, I don't know if you guys had seen. We're really going off the rails here, but did you guys ever see Bumblebee?
Oh, no, I
The
didn't see that
Transformers one?
Hell no.
I was like, this is how you do it.
Is
And
it?
that's a good movie.
Huh? I'll
I
have
mean,
to
for
watch it.
Transformers, if you're going to be one of those people who's like, I just don't believe this concept, well, I can't sell you on that. But hey, if you're into cars turning into robots that fight each other, that's like the best version of it.
That is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, but for this year, I don't know. Do you guys want to keep talking about other? We won't get into them, but just you want to bring up a few more because there's a lot.
There's the movie that said there's only one that we watched the trailer for once.
Oh, The Worst Person in the World.
Mm-hmm.
That's been out for a while because it's an international movie.
Oh, okay.
I just don't know why we haven't gotten it here yet. They usually wait till around award season. They'll go like a couple weeks before award season. No one will see it. And then people will say, how come these movies that no one's ever seen win Oscars? Because they're good.
I would really like to see that movie. I think that looks good. I was intrigued by that, by the trailer.
All right, guys. You made it through the episode. Hopefully you're still listening at this point.
Yeah, are you still here?
I'm looking out into the lobby and I don't see anybody anymore.
Did you guys go back to sleep?
Code word. Let's just say anticipated, yeah?
Yeah, anticipated.
DM us anticipated if you've made it this far into the episode. If we left one off that you're really excited for the rest of 2021, tell us in the DMs. Grand Cinema Hotel on Instagram. If you're listening to this on YouTube, like and subscribe. Keep pushing those numbers. I love seeing those go up.
Mm-hmm.
Leave us a comment if you're listening on YouTube. Tell us what you're most excited for. Am I leaving anything out?
If you do want to see Moonfall, DM me. We can talk about
We
it.
can go together. I'll do a private
We can
rental
talk about
theater.
it.
Hey, maybe I know we've talked about doing these in the future, like doing like rental theaters. It'd be funny if the first one was
It
Moonfall.
would be incredible.
Okay. We should probably talk about this stuff off, Mike.
The spice is coming back, guys.
All right. Closing thoughts.
Nah, thank you to everybody who listens to us. Really appreciate the support. You know.
We're gonna finish the year strong.
Yeah, we are.
We hope you,
Start next year even stronger.
Mm-hmm.
as we hope you guys like our different take of an episode this time. Yeah, let us know how you guys thought about our format. Let us know if we didn't describe it enough for you.
If you have any other like video suggestions for stuff like this, like if you want to, shoot us suggestions.
We are open to whatever the audience wants.
Exactly.
Right.
All right. I thought I was gonna say one more thing, but I don't even remember anymore.
All right.
I'm good.
I'm
All
good.
right, we're
Peace
good.
out, everybody.
Peace out, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.